selfishness. Instead of just staying with the other person, we come back to us, and as you said, we compare it with our situation and go, me too, I'm suffering. You know? So these things that we want to recognize, and this is why I say we need a lot of humor to see how stupid we are, so that we can laugh about it. And why I said at the end of the meditation, check your face now, is because the emotions are universally in the face also. A surprised person, professor of Harvard University, when he's surprised, his facial expression is the same as somebody in Papua New Guinea. Fear, surprise, disdain, feeling ickle. What is ickle? Disgusted. All this. Some emotions are universally the same facial expression. So we think sometimes that I have forgiven. Go to your face, check it. If it's totally relaxed, yes. If it's kind of, tension, no. So it's a very good your face is a very good indicator how you are. Yeah? And this is why when you meditate, don't just check the body. Really check your face to make sure that it's relaxed. Not just in meditation, also during the day, from time to time. Let go of these tensions, because then also the mind becomes lighter. And the best way to relax your face is when you smile. It's the best way. Now, if you want to have comments, you need to write them down. I'm sorry. Huh?
I'm not writing.
Or you can ask somebody else to write, because otherwise I can't finish with my...
It's very complicated to phrase it, otherwise I would write.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, you can tell me maybe after, later. So it is difficult to forgive because the ego has been holding on so long to that, and also we misunderstand what forgiving is. Yeah. So you're not forgiving the action. This is very important. The action, when somebody harms you, is hurtful, is bad, should not be done, but it has been done. So you're forgiving the person for having done the action. First thing that you do is you forgive yourself for having been in that situation and not being strong enough or clever enough, not feeling why we can't forgive ourselves. It's again our arrogance, thinking that we can control other people, that we should be able to avoid being harmed. We can't. It's impossible. So you have to forgive yourself for being the fire. You have to learn to be a happy friar. Yeah? Then you can start with self-forgiveness. And then you can go to the other person. Yeah? So then in order to make it a little bit easier, it's good to look at the advantage of it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Because just once is not enough. Then it gets stuck up here, but it doesn't come down here. Yeah? So from science, from doctors, this is not from Buddhism. Because also, in Buddhism, they don't talk about forgiving. Yeah? Because you don't get angry. So why would you forgive? You understand, this is my responsibility. What shall I do now? So you're not holding on to this grudge. I mean, it's amazing to see these Tibetan practitioners who have been harmed terribly by the Chinese army, who have no anger towards these people. So it's possible. Why was it possible for them? Because they practiced not to react with anger, that there's no ego that is being harmed, there's no this and this. They practiced it before it happened. So then the tools to transform being in prison and being tortured, or seeing your friends die from torture, the tools to work with it were already there. And they looked at this situation. I know it seems perverse for us, They looked at this situation as an opportunity to train if they are able to do what they learned in theory.
Can you say it again?
Huh?
Can you say the last sentence again?
Okay. Because they train, mind training, not to hate your enemy, not to get angry, not to feel self-pity. They trained the theory when the situation was not there. The same way, if you're a flight attendant, you have to train an emergency when the emergency is not there, so that you know what to do and it comes automatically. So they have trained this from the teachings. This is the Buddhistic, the Mahayana teachings, to put others before you. So you train it in theory, in your meditation. You train the mind to do it. You train it with little incidents. Yeah? So when they were in prison, they were thinking, wow, now I can really practice. Because, yeah, exactly. This is our reaction should be, wow. Because there was no way for them to overcome the Chinese army. There was no way for them to get out of prison. Rinpoche, and when he says it, I totally believe it. Rinpoche was, he's now maybe 12 years again, but when he was in his previous reincarnation, he was this loving grandfather, that he would come into the room, everybody melted. You felt loved by him. I don't speak Tibetan, he doesn't speak English, but just being in his presence, and he's not the only one, right? There's many. I feel so fortunate having had access to these people. We've done pilgrimage with him, 12 people, and 3 of them were his relatives who were just as realized as he is, and calm and funny and open. We were attacked, we had bandits in the train. There was prostitutes lying above him, and he was sitting under them, with like, wow, he's a High Lama, there's prostitutes who are lying down, and sleeping above him in the berth above him. There's like these violent guys screaming and being drunk and all this. And Rinpoche was sitting there, looking, sitting, and we said, we're so sorry. They said, well, it's not your fault. We didn't know that they were in train. Yeah? Totally relaxed. We were frightened. We were really frightened. Because there were duck calls, and they were drunk on top of it. So there was somebody there, and another normal person who said, please don't react. Yeah, so. And when they were gone, they left the train, all of them, the whole gang left the train. It's Bihar. They're called duck holes. They're bandits, like in the Wild West. Yeah, so you see, I'm not the only one saying this. There's some people who know it, who are nodding. Yeah, it's really dangerous. You resist, you don't give them what they want, they shoot at you. They don't care. Yeah. So anyway, so this is why there's no big things about forgiving in the texts, because there seems to be no need. Yeah. So what I have here is from Western psychology and Western medicine that I also needed to find. So the advantage of forgiving is it reduces depression, anxiety, anger, it reduces physical and mental problems, it reduces stress. These are scientific findings. Helps to have better relationships, more compassion, and well-being. And it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't have any side effects like the pills that you swallow when you are depressed and anxious and whatever. It's free, no money for this. But it's bloody hard work. Sorry for the word, but I need to say something strong because it is bloody hard work. So, you see, the best way is to know that this ego that is hurt does not exist. And that you cannot meditate on that when you feel hurt. You can only meditate on the absence of this ego when you feel okay. Because then you feel the absence. When you start to kind of bring in this, emptiness wisdom, when you are totally in turmoil, it's not going to work. You need to learn to calm yourself down. And you need to have you need to have practiced self-compassion first. That this happened to you. You need to become again a worthy person to be happy, that deserves to be happy, even though it has happened to you. Why do we refuse to be happy when we are being hurt? I wonder, you can discuss it in the discussion groups. These are very good things. Because I think, if I'm being hurt and I'm happy, I give off a signal to the other person. It didn't matter. It's okay what you did to me because look, I'm happy. This is why we don't want to be happy anymore. Because we don't want them to think like this, it's okay what they did. So we need to suffer. So we give the signal, wow, you're bad. Look how you hurt me. I am depressed. I am unhappy. This is the game this ego is playing. It's so stupid.
It's a punishment.
Yeah. Punishment the other person. You need to show them. A very good example. I used to have a restaurant. So then there was couples, young couples, right? So then one broke. And she, whenever he was there, the moment he was gone, totally different person. This is what we're all doing, We might do it in a more subtle way, but dig it out. Dig out. Why do I refuse to be happy after I have been harmed? What is the real reason? You have to find it. I can't tell you. You have to find the real reason. I can't be happy anymore because this has happened to me. Why? If you have a nightmare, and there it also happens, the morning we wake up, it's finished, and you laugh about it. Yeah? But again, don't go into this thing that you think it is that you're living the action. Okay, this is really so important. You have to calm your ego down and say, yes, my dear ego, the action is not good. And then you add, may I never do this to somebody else, because you know how it feels. If you have the courage to look at the pain of being hurt, and again, please, if you have been abused by your parents or whatever, don't go there. And you've never worked with this. Don't go there. It's far too big. Don't even touch on it, please. Yeah? I know that you might want to because you see how it spoils your life. Or if you have sexual abuse and stuff like this, don't go there, please. Because I'm not a psychologist and I don't have these few hours that we have together are not enough to heal that pain. Take somebody that is getting on your nerves and doesn't respect you or rejects you. Somebody who proves to you that you're stupid. It's funny how everybody thinks they're so intelligent. Nobody really, other people are stupid, but nobody thinks that they're, stupid altogether. I know that I'm stupid sometimes, but most of the time, I'm not. So you can't prove to other people that they're stupid. They won't believe it. They believe it that, occasionally I'm stupid, but in general, wow, I'm intelligent. Isn't it? We all have this view of ourselves. Because we are intelligent. When the mind is calm and happy and in a good state, everybody has natural intelligence. Knowing what needs to be done, knowing what is beneficial, knowing what is not beneficial. When you're in a turmoil, you become stupid. Everybody. The most intelligent people become totally stupid when the ego is taking over, this exaggerated I, the super I, the conventional I that is body and mind together, knowing what to do. It's never the I doing anything. When you walk, it's the body walking. When you think, it's the mind thinking. When you eat, it's the body eating. When you are cold, it's the body cold. When you're happy, it's the mind who's happy. That's mind. The I cannot do anything, but this I is the label for these things. Okay? But when the superego takes control, then we lose the cortex is gone. Cortex, the kind of connection to the cortex seems to be disappearing. I'm looking at you because I guess you know about brains, because you mentioned the brain yesterday. I'm serious. It's true. I mean, we have this wonderful tool. the human brain. And we don't use it. Because the connection to the cortex when the superego takes over is cut. And we still have thoughts, but they're so not useful. But no, we follow them, because it feeds that. Yeah. So intellectually, we know that it's no good. But knowing intellectually is only the first step, it's not enough. Then it needs to go deeper, it needs to become an experience. You know? So that's why we're repeating these things all the time. Also, so I use a few things here. Not forgiving is like the aeroplane that cannot land. Or having a crap TV channel and you're not changing the channel. You know? Always the same thing. And you know it's crap, but you're too lazy to change the channel. It is a good excuse to be special. And we want to be special. We all want to be special. It's a feeling that we most of the time don't notice. We only notice it when we get upset. When we get upset, people don't treat me as if I'm special. It's a very nice story about from Tsongsa Khyentse Rinpoche when he was visiting a dying person, one of his students in hospital. And next to him in bed was a young truck driver. And he was very happy. He was not disturbed. He was not sad. And Rinpoche asked him, he said, "You're so young and you're going to die. Why are you not sad?" He said, "I'm just a very ordinary truck driver. I'm not married. I don't have children. Nobody's depending on me. Why should I be sad when I'm going? I'm so ordinary. I'm not significant. The world will not suffer when I go." Could we, in a healthy way, adopt such a view? The world will not suffer when I'm unhappy. The world will not suffer when I'm gone. If you, in this case, because he said, I don't have any special friends, I'm not anybody important here. They will find somebody else to drive that truck. Do you see this as something beneficial to be able to think like this? This is the other thing, you know. We have to see, do I want to be like this? The problem is, if you don't know anybody like this, you know, we know people who say, "Oh, I'm so unimportant, I'm so insignificant, nobody loves me, nobody likes me, nobody sees me, blah, blah, blah." So they don't look very happy. But if you see somebody, if you find somebody who does not need, the specialness of that person does not need to be seen, and they're happy and relaxed in any situation, then maybe we could start to see, maybe this is something I would also like. Only then. So actually, you know, it's Antonio says it, your spiritual practice should make you an ordinary person. And then you're happy. You see, when you are in a room with a lot of important people, but you respect them and you like them and you don't need to be as important as them, you're happy to be in the company of those people because you can learn from them. But if the superego comes up again and you need to be just as important and just as noticed and just as blah, 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 and then you're having a problem because you're getting jealous. And then you start to lie and you start to exaggerate, or you start to tell the story not quite true, adding here and taking away there and like that. Yeah? Okay? This need to be special, it's creating a lot of suffering. And it kind of, you know, yesterday we said happiness or love, the connectedness, it disconnects us from others. When they see that I'm special, then we connect. The moment they stop seeing that I'm special, we disconnect. We try to go and find somebody else who sees I'm special. Okay. To be able to forgive, we have to be able to feel the pain with open awareness, but not judging. For this pain to heal, because forgiving is like the pain stops. The pain has healed. When you have forgiven, the pain is gone. You cannot forgive when the pain is still there. Because that pain again wakes up the superego, then it's words. And you say, yeah, I forgive you. A very clear indication that you have forgiven is when you see the person and the person is really well and you're happy. Then you have forgiven. Or when somebody praises the person, say, wow, I met such and such. What is such a nice person? Somebody is arguing. Somebody else is saying, he's such a nice person. And you go like, well, at least somebody thinks that they're a nice person. And you're happy about this. Because people change. But when somebody is hurting us, we freeze them into that moment. We don't even give them the opportunity to change. When we see maybe that they have changed, then we go, oh, they're just putting on an act. Or somebody says, wow, it's such a kind person. You go, no. They're just being faking. Not here. You see, if all these things that I'm saying now, if we would have them here, we would see how unreasonable they are. But there's somewhere down here, attitudes, not really thoughts, but attitudes. But attitudes do come from thoughts, and attitudes can be dissolved by thoughts. Okay, so maybe we go through these 9 steps of forgiving. You don't need to write it down. If you want, I can send all of this. I give it to the course manager or to Elite, who has the mailing list. She mails it to you. Yeah, so I'm taking this from notes. And also, this is from psychology. It's not from Buddhism. But we need it because we're not strong enough. We're not Buddhist enough not to need these steps. So here also, the first thing when it says to forgive is you need to be able to feel the pain of having been hurt and not being able to let go that pain. Because, the moment of unpleasantness, even if it's physical abuse, the body is healed. That pain is not there anymore. The mental pain is still there. So you need to feel that mental pain of not being able to let go, of not allowing it to heal, opening up again and again and again and again. There's a very nice, also there's a very nice example from the Buddha, where he says, if somebody shoots an arrow, a poisoned arrow at you, but you have to, you're, again, with awareness, you see the arrow coming, you go like this, the arrow falls down. Now, if you have a lot of self-importance, you pick it up and you examine it, the action. We go into this action. Wow, it's really bad. And with the arrow, ooh, it's poisonous. Ooh, there's something that is kind of here. I wonder what it is. Let me try it out. Oh yes, it's poison. Oh yes, it really hurts. So these when you have been hurt, these arrows, like the great, how do you call it, Native Americans, the Red Indians, Native Americans, they carry with them, we carry them with us all the time. When the occasion comes, we take one out and we go, yes, it still hurts. Wow, it's poisonous. Wow, it's really bad. This is an example from the Buddha. You can either just let it be and continue with your life, or the memory of it, you can take it up, and whenever you feel like it, you try again to make sure that it was bad. Yes, it was bad. Oh, yes, it hurt. It's nice that you laugh about this because that's what we do. So throw them away. I mean, leave the arrows. The arrow is, long ago this arrow was shot. Even if it hit you, the pain from the arrow in the body is finished. Okay? So leave it here. Okay, so first step is you have to know how you feel, being able to express it with words, and tell a trustworthy person, not the person who has harmed you. We have this urge telling people how they have harmed us. Well, they're going to explode in your face because they don't want to hear. They do exactly the same as we do. Maybe if you're not exploding in somebody's face when they tell you how you harm, how much you feel hurt. No, what is the other way? The other way around. When somebody comes to tell me how I harmed them, okay, I have changed, so I think I'm pretty okay. So you can come and tell me if I have harmed you. It's okay. I will not explode in your face. I will not close up. I will feel very, very sorry, really, because it's not my intention to harm people. Sometimes I do. I'm saying things here, and I have 80 people in front of me, which most of you, I don't know your story. So what I'm saying can be for some of you very hurtful because of your past and because of your story. But I don't know it. Yeah? And I can also not let out a few things that I need to say because I know somebody's story who is sitting here. I cannot. I would never say these things when I'm just with that person. But I have to say it for the general public, which is everyone. Yeah? So if you think that I find you, then and you feel hurt about what I said now or in the past, whatever, tell me. You know? Because also, if you want something to change, then you need to tell me, not somebody else. But if it's somebody who is not working like this, with these things, don't tell them personally. Again, first change the situation. When somebody comes to tell you, you have harmed me, how do you feel? Thank you very much for telling me. I'll be more careful in the future. Yes? Okay, so somebody's nodding over there. So you, okay. Change your mind. We usually get very defensive. We close up. We don't listen anymore. We already have all the excuses why we did that. And very often in this country, we attack back. Isn't it? So be careful when you go and tell somebody that they harmed you. And don't be surprised when they're exploding in your face. Yeah? If you want to tell somebody that they have harmed you, you need to make sure that you have forgiven, so that you're not using your pain to make the person feel bad. Because when they see that, they don't want to listen when you suffer because they feel bad, and nobody wants to feel bad. Okay? That's what it is. When they see, when you can go and say, look, you've done this and this and this to me, because it's true. Maybe they need to hear, because they're not aware of what they're doing. But I'm not suffering anymore. Then they can admit, because you're not going to shoot the arrow back. Because if you still suffer, the arrow might be at the moment here, but very quickly it is here, at your back. You know. Why are we? Again, when you want to go and tell somebody that they hurt and harmed you, check, why does this other person need to know? And this is one of the things at one point, I did it in a very bad way. Now I will do it maybe a bit more skillful. We'll make a break very soon, okay? I would do it a little bit more skillful. It's okay. Just let them. Okay. And we do it a little bit more skillful to when somebody says it, because somebody called me and I was and by telephone is not good, because I was really in a bad state. I was tired, I was exhausted, and somebody was accusing me of something on the telephone that I did a few months ago. Not a big thing, there's also this difference, not a big thing in my eyes, but a huge thing in her eyes, because she said, but you're my friend. I said, sorry, I didn't know that I'm your friend. Anyway, she accused me, and then she says, but I have forgiven you. And then it shot out of me and said, so why do I need to know? But I've forgiven you. And I got really angry, and I shouted into it was still that telephone. I shouted into that telephone, Why are you telling me? Why do I need to know? If you have forgiven me, why do I need to know? I slammed down the phone. I was already a nun there. Yeah, but it was like many years